What's going on, guys? This is a continuation of the video I just did. So we did a video on the failures of the large printer, and looking it over, there's a couple of things that were wrong with the printer that mechanically that helped cause the issues. So I started addressing them, and they were kind of numerous, so I figured I'd just go over them. And we'd also go over options as far as upgrading and changing your hot end. So I had restarted the printer, and it was printing and extruding, so there wasn't anything like tremendously wrong with it. But you see how this one's kind of bent a little bit? That's essentially what I had noticed. This is not the throat off of that printer, but you know, I was looking at the nozzle, and if it's, you know, if it's straight, you know, like this, I was just looking at the nozzle kind of angled like this. I think it had been over tightened. And you know, when you're tightening your nozzle, you know, you've got a throat in this type of shape, right? So you've got some threads here. You've got, generally most of them have threads here. You've got a straight piece here. When you're torquing it, all that strength, all that pressure is going right in here. So you can easily, I don't know what the amount of poundage is, but you know, an average weak person can put everything they have into it and break one of these off. And that's what ended up happening. So let me show you. So here is the throat that was off of the big printer there. As we can see, at first I tried to get it with welding pliers, then I took some vice grips, channel locks, and locked onto it, and then just ripped it off. So on the bottom of this, you know, it was just flush. I'm gonna take this off, whatever the heck this is. Yeah, so I had to kind of clean the bottom of this and everything. So this is the heat break / motor mount extruder assembly for the big printer that we have. But yeah, it was just flush. So I took a easy out. So if you've never seen one of these are easy outs. So they thread this backwards from a drill, and the intention is that when you know, put it in something and you go loosen, it's actually going to tighten. And as it tightens, it should reverse out what got stuck in there. Now, what was in here was not threaded, so I was just trying to get movement. It was just well fixated in there, and I could not get the movement out of it, even though it had a set screw on the side and that was released. Yeah, so I ended up grinding after this broke off inside of it. I ground it smooth, and I started to drill it, and drilling it didn't work. So I had to take a just piece of wasted metal here. And because it's aluminum and these throats are steel, I had the opportunity to weld this little piece to it. And it actually literally took 3 attempts, but I finally was able to get the residue of this throat out. And I'd also, you know, it's wet there because I had lubed it. As soon as it stuck good, I was trying to get it out. So lots of issues with that, but now we're rebuilding it. So what do I go with? I've got some options. It came with, you know, a heat block like this. Now, I'm no scientist, and I'm no super researcher. I'm just a dude in a garage, or, well, shop now. But we've got some other options. So we've got this one here, a little bit thinner, but longer. Okay, and then there's even some more options. So this one has a side screw. It's got a nice little kind of chamfer there on both sides. But look at these over here. So we've got, I think 2 of these are the same. Yeah, so let's say they all go like this, right? Yeah, they all should go like this. So look, this one has, so one's a left and a right, I think. So this one would be like for your left. This one would be for your right, and then you have this one that I guess is for whatever side. One thing I do notice though, if we get close, this has a much cleaner machined end, and it also has a second set screw for your heat block there, so that's kind of cool. But it doesn't have a set screw for your temperature sensor. So I'm not sure how they want your temperature sensor to be held in there. So that's interesting. Same with this one. This one has no area to hold the temperature sensor, but it can slide through there. Now there's multiple temperature sensors out there. There's different kinds and different shapes. From my understanding, there's only really two different kinds, and one's like 100K, one's like a something else K. But like this is one, so this is a style, and this may or may not fit in here. Yeah, definitely not. So it's not going to fit in any of these, I think. Yeah, so it's too big to fit in any of those. But it does happen to fit in this one, doesn't it? Yeah, look at that. So this would fit in here, okay. I'm not even sure what extruder this is. So this came from a kit that a client had actually left here for years. So there's a kit over there full of, you know, some spare parts for a printer that he had essentially forgotten about. He had bought a new printer from me and was happy using that one and forgot about all of his parts here. So if you're watching this, feel free to come get your stuff. Otherwise, I'll continue to use it occasionally. But it's been well past 2 years, so it's, you know. Anyways, so this one fits in it too. So either one of those is an option. Now this is what was in it, and it looks like whatever sensor reading or whatnot has broken. But I might be able to do something, because I was looking at this, and this is just me kind of tinkering here, but that one looks like it fits up in there. So maybe if I like shove this halfway in here, I could then use it like that, maybe? I'm not sure which one I'm going to wind up using. But yeah, it does feel like, yeah, it's going in there. So, I mean, that's probably our best bet, is doing something like this in this one. And this one has these two little screws here on either end to hold it. You know, I'm not sure which is better. Now, this feels like stainless, so I'm thinking this will transmit heat a bit better than the aluminum blocks. But this was abandoned by the last client, so I don't know if he just didn't like it or it didn't work right. Not sure what the deal is there. But I'll probably wind up trying this one out. Otherwise, you know, the advantage of me using one of these is I can put a sock on it. So I hadn't been running a sock on it, and I think I needed to. I think it would have been helpful to. And this one probably has a custom sock somewhere. But I'll have to figure out what it's even called. So if you know what this is called, please comment down below what it's called. It looks like there's a half an orange or something. Maybe it's called a slice. A slicer. I have no idea. And we're going to go back with a 0.8 nozzle, and I'm actually going to use this hardened nozzle. So this was a part of the kit, thank you. Although I do have lots of nozzles over here. And we're going to go back with an upgraded temperature heating element. So this will be, instead of a 50 watt, or no, instead of a 30 or 40 watt, I forget what's in there, this will be a 50 watt. Now I do need to double check, because that's a 12 volt, and I'm pretty sure the system is 24. Yeah, the fan's 24, so I can't imagine having the heating element different, but I might not be able to run this heating element, actually, or not want to, because if it's a 12 and I put it in a 24, it'll be getting too much voltage and it'll mess it up. Yeah, these are 12 too. Yeah, I might have to stick with what I got, or find where I put the 24 volt ones. See, I don't know if... I'm still kind of learning here. I literally planned everything out on that table so I wouldn't have to wander around. But, yeah, see, I mean, this one's just been used quite a bit, and I wanted to see about updating it. And this is the original temperature sensor. I might have to stick with this one, but I'm hoping I don't have to. I mean, if I can upgrade this, I think it would be smart too, because it's... I'm just not sure how reliable that is. And it's taken some abuse. I don't know, I can't see. Yeah, I don't see any writing on this. I'm so happy that's not hot. It freaks me out even touching these things. Yeah, no idea what that is, but what else? There's a couple other little things. Okay, so I'm taking off the cooling fan because the cooling fan has been not in use for a while. I'm mostly doing PETG and nylon off this anyway, so I'm not using a cooling fan, a part cooling fan that is. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to just figure out and play with what's gonna happen here. I'm not gonna start another big print first. We're gonna do a smaller one first and make sure that all these fixes work. But I'll do another quick follow-up right after I put all this together. I might use that original just in this one. That might work actually pretty well. We'll figure it out. But thanks for checking this out, guys. Hopefully you learned a little bit here, or at least saw some new interesting stuff. Because I'm still learning and figuring stuff out on a daily. But yeah, this is a mess, and I've got to clean it up and get this printer running. I was trying to honestly be home and not be up at my job, up at my work on a Sunday. But, oh, one other thing, you know, I started doing this when I first got into 3D printing. I was thermal pasting everything, and it ended up kind of making a mess and some other stuff, and I don't really see anyone else doing it. But this guy was kind of on the same page with me on, you know, I'm going to thermal paste all my stuff and everything else to make sure it heats better. And so I'm going to try it again. I mean, what have I got to lose on this one? So we'll see if it works. Hopefully it does. If not, then oh well. We're also replacing the fan, so I already put a new fan on it. But yeah, guys, this is what daily life as a 3D printer is spend 2 or 3 hours fixing your production printer so you can get back to making money. Excuse me, after losing, you know, $200 and 3-4 days of production time. Yep. Yeehaw. Thanks, guys. Comment below what you think. If you've seen this extruder before, let me know what it is. I'm like, for honestly, I'm not even sure which way it's supposed to go. I'm gonna run it like this because I want the temperature sensor lower than the heating element, but I'm not sure which way it's supposed to go. Thanks, guys. Later.